Okay, so look at number 5. It says consider consider the point -2 and 1/4 and +4. So let's label our quadrants. What quadrant is this? 1. What quadrant is this? What quadrant is this one? And then what quadrant is this one? What is my signs for quadrant 1? What is my signs for quadrant 2? What is my signs for quadrant 3? And my signs for quadrant 4? Positive and negative. Okay, so we are trying to consider this point. I've got a negative and a positive, so I automatically know it's going to be in which quadrant? Positive and negative. I mean a negative positive. Which quadrant has a negative and a positive? 2. So I know it's going to be in quadrant 2. And it says identify the ordered pair of the point that's a reflection of the point across the y-axis. We're going to plot both of those points on the coordinate plane and draw a line segment. So our first step, let's plot -2 1/2, 4. You are plotting -2 1/2, 4. And then it says reflected over the y. So if I'm reflecting over the y, I'm going to fold my paper what way?
Hot dog.
Hot dog. Hot dog style, or like a book. So let's reflect it. So at 2 1/2. And then it says draw a line segment. So guys, all you've got to do is connect it. Is this a horizontal line segment or is this a vertical line segment? Horizontal. Is this line segment going across axis or is it staying in the same quadrant? It's going across, or across axis or across quadrant. It's reflecting across the y. So we did this one. So we identified it. Let's find the ordered pair of this side. What is our ordered pair of the one that's in quadrant 1? It should be 2 1/2, 4. And then what was our original ordered pair?
-2 1/2, 4.
-2 1/2, 4. Notice our x's. What do you notice about the x's in both ordered pairs? They are...
Same.
They're the same? They're opposites. But then look at our y's. They are the same. So if I'm trying to find the length of the line segment, did you say these were going across quadrants or staying in the same one? Across. So across means... What does across mean that we learned on Friday? Across means add. So we're going to be adding. Which one am I going to be adding? My x's or my y's?
Your x's.
My x's. And remember, we have to take the absolute value. So we are adding the absolute value of 2 1/2 plus the absolute value of -2 1/2. What is 2 plus 2? 4. And then I know 2 halves make a whole. So how many units do I have as my length? 5. So 5 units is my length. Okay, then let's look at C. It says, what is the line of symmetry of the line segment? What did we fold across? What was our line of symmetry? What did I fold across? The y-axis. So what's my line of symmetry? The y-axis. Look at D. It says, what do you notice about the x and y coordinates of the endpoints in the line segments that we drew? So what were our our x's? What did we say they were? They're opposites. So the x coordinates are opposites. And then what are our y's?
The same.
The same. So y coordinates are the same. Okay, let's move on to number 8. You're not finished? Okay, we'll just take a moment. I'll leave it up there for a second. 2 vertices of a rectangle are located at 1, -6 and -8, -6. Suppose the rectangle has a perimeter of 26 units. That means it's 26 units all the way around. And it says, what could be the ordered pairs of its other two vertices. We're going to draw a rectangle in the coordinate plane. So let's plot the ones that it already gave us. Let's plot these. So I want you to plot 1, -6, and -8, -6. So 1, -6, and -8, -6. So this is what your drawing should look like. We're going to move on to number 9 after y'all get a second to make sure you have this. Are we all good? No? Okay. Just take a minute. Look at number 9. It says consider the points 4, 5, and 4, -3.5. We're going to plot and label the 2 points in the coordinate plane. And we're going to draw the line segment that connects the 2 points. So for number 9, our first thing that we're going to do is plot these points that it gives us. I know my graph's really small. Y'all's is a lot nicer than mine. So we're going to plot and label the 2 points in the coordinate plane. So let's plot +4, 5. And then we're going to plot +4, -3.5. And draw a line segment that connects them. So we are just going to connect those 2 endpoints. What type of line segment is that? Vertical or horizontal? Vertical. We're working with a vertical line segment. So we've done A. Let's move on to B. It says draw a horizontal line segment starting at 4 and -3/2 that has a length of 6 units. So I need to go over 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just counted over 6 units, drew an endpoint, and then I'm connecting it. My till table, you really need to be focusing on the board. You're just counting over 6. And it says label the endpoint. So I'm going to draw in the ordered pairs that we've already used. So we did 4, 5, and then it gave us 4, -3.5. What is our endpoint of this dot right here that we created? What is our endpoint of this point that we created? Rayanne, what is it? Yeah, it's -2 and -3.5. And then part C is asking us, the 2 line segments you drew in part A and B could be 2 sides of a rectangle. Locate and label the 4th vertex of your rectangle. So the 4th corner, we've got 3. Draw the 2 remaining line segments to the rectangle. So guys, all we have to do is go over and plot our point that's going to create our rectangular shape. And then we are going to find that ordered pair. What is the ordered pair that we just created right here? It is -2, 5. It's not 4, it's -2 because look, we started -2 on the bottom, so we need to go to -2 on the top. They need to be equal on the sides. So on this one it's 4 and 4 as our x, on this one it's -2 and -2. So we just completed C. Let's look at D. What are the length and width of your rectangle? Well, our length, we're just going to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then remember, this is 3.5, so we're going to have 8.5 units as our length. And then we're going to have to do the width. Well, we just count over. And we should have 6 units because it's 6 across. And then it says, what's the perimeter? You can use our perimeter formula, or you can count all of our boxes. Take a moment with your groups and try to find the perimeter of the rectangle for E. And then I also want you to try in your groups to find the area. That's the length times the width. So the 8.5 times 6. Okay. Huh? Into a what? You just multiply like normal. Make it 0.5 if that makes it seem better in your head. You have to turn it to mixed numbers. Everyone move to your practice problems. Since we have a few minutes, let me try to work some of your homework with you. You're on page 223. 223. Your homework. Look at my board. I've got it written. It is page 223, but it's only problems 1 and 2. That's all we have to do is problems 1 and 2. So let's look at problem 1. So you should probably circle that. Tomorrow morning, first thing when you come in, I'm going to have you complete exit ticket 16. So if you... Did you do exit ticket 16 this morning?
Yes.
Okay, then we're going to go back and do exit ticket 15 this morning. That's fine. That's fine. Don't do another exit ticket for homework, though, okay? We're going to do that as a bell ringer in the morning. I don't want that done for homework. I want problems 1 and 2 only done for homework. So look at problem 1. It says plot the point -1 and 1/2 in the coordinate plane. So let's plot it. So let's go to -1 and 1/2. What are we counting by, guys? What is this first? We're counting by a half. So this is 1/2, 1, -1 and 1/2, and then 5, +5. So -1, 1/2, +5. And then it says on part A, plot the point that's a reflection of -1 and 1/2 across the x. So I'm folding my paper this way. So we should be plotting it across the x. And that would be at what point? Let's find our ordered pair. What's my ordered pair for my reflection? -1.5 and -5. And then it says, draw a line segment that connects the 2 points. So let's just connect them. Checking it off as I'm going. And then for B, it says, what's the length of the line segment? So we can count it, or we can do our formulas. Is this going across quadrants, or is this in the same quadrant? Across quadrants. So I am going to, what's different, my x's or my y's? My x's is -1.5 and -1.5. Is that the same or opposite? Same. And then I've got 5 and -5. Are those the same? No. So I'm going to be working with my y's. And then it's across quadrant. So I'm doing what? Across means add. Across means add. So I'm going to add the absolute value of my 5 plus the absolute value of my -5. What's the absolute value of 5?
5.
What's the absolute value of -5? 5 plus 5 is? Okay, well, I'm talking about length. So it's 10 units. Okay, let's look at C. It says, what is the line of symmetry of the line segment you drew? Guys, what did I fold this line across? What was my line of symmetry? The x-axis. And then for part D, it says, what is the same about the x-coordinates and the y-coordinates of the endpoints on the line? So what was our x's? -1.5 and -1.5. They are the same. So the x-coordinates are the same, but our y-coordinates were opposites because they were -5 and +5. I'm going to write mine in shorthand. You're welcome to write x-coordinates are the same and y-coordinates were opposite. I just put the letter. Okay, now let's move on to your second one, which is number 2. A line segment with lengths of 3 units have one endpoint at 3, 6. And look, that's already plotted for us, 3, 6. It says which of these could be the ordered pair at the other end of the line segment. So, let's talk about it. Could 6, 0 be at the other end if I drew a straight line? That would be positive 6, 0. Could that be a straight line?
No.
No, it would be diagonal going to the side, so no. What about 0, 6 though? Like, could I go straight down to 0, 6?
No.
Yes, you could. Okay, what about 3, 4? It would be 3, and then we'd be like 4, 3, 4.
Yes.
It's the other endpoint though.
No.
No. And then 3, 3. Could it be 1? If I did 3, 3. Yes. Okay, now look at E, F, and G and see if there's any more we need to circle in your groups. You can plot it on this graph if it helps you. So now I want you to, who's my paper passer? Kinsley, give everyone back their exit tickets from this morning. I want you to correct your exit tickets, and then I want you to get on iReady.